All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 355 cop stories, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. Look them up; they're really good. Gross alerts, vice, narcotics, gangs, people run naked. Enjoy them. And in addition to that, continuing on, we have 139 working on 140 of questions and answers. And lately, the last things we've been doing is supervision, and we're almost done. So I'll ramble on here, but you got to hear what's going on here behind the scenes. You won't see this on television or anywhere else. So ask me a question. Email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com, and I'm going to answer you directly, and then we're going to put it on, make a list, we're going to put it on the tape, okay? So now there's an ongoing discussion of one of my worst lieutenants in 35 years, ever, okay? Working post 9/11 surveillance squad now, and continue on him. Okay, so I just hung up with our captain and told him he had a problem. Okay, so when I hung up, I went right to my two assistants, and I told them what I told you. That I told the captain everything this guy's been doing, told him that if it's not fixed, I'm leaving. And I wanted to tell them that because if I leave, then we're going to be disbanded. I can't take everybody with me. I might be able to take one or two, and they all looked at me like a very sullen look on their faces because it's a really good job. We enjoyed each other's company. We worked very well doing this, very well. We were recommended by the entire city to follow cases because we were so good at it, okay? And I said, but I don't know what's going to happen. And I told them what I told you. And they all went, whoa, because these are all lower ranking, less time on the job employees, and they would never, ever think about saying that to the captain. In their eyes, it was an ultimatum. It kind of was, and it kind of wasn't. I kept telling them that it's his shop. I want to make sure he knew that. I kept telling him I didn't want any particular lieutenant. I just told him this guy was incompetent. That we called lapping him. Okay? Just really ridiculous. Okay. So I thought, after I talked to my guys, came home that night, I think I told my wife what had happened. And I said I may be having to crank up the old Datsun and go back to work in my own car. And so, okay, fine. So, so we're still on stakeout. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. I mean, we're not going to stop our job. We're still on our mission. Because I'm sitting there trying to, trying to get the acid down in my stomach and thinking the possibilities of where I want to go. Because I figured I was going to be let go, okay, from this assignment, and that's fine. Our department has, 18 geographic substations. Each substation has probably 9 tables, assault, robbery, burglary. That's 9 top steps in each division. Do the number, 9 times 18. A lot of positions out there. A lot of divisions don't have top steps in there because they can't get people to go there. I'll go anywhere. I don't care. So I was already figuring, okay, I'll go here. I'll try to go there. I'm already thinking what I'm going to do. An hour went by. Phone rang. It's my captain. I looked at it like, here it is. Here's the call. You don't like it? Leave. That's what I figured he was going to do. Okay. It's his bride. He's the boss. Okay. Hello, Captain. How you doing? He goes, pretty good. He says, hey, who do you want? I just reset my fly. Okay. Yeah. My heart just fluttered, man. He goes, do you want so-and-so? And I went, I kept saying, I said, boss, I said, it's not a call to tell you I want someone, okay? It's a call to tell you I need someone competent because this guy is incompetent. I don't appreciate somebody following me around. No one's going to follow me around. I said, if he has a problem with that, I'm going to side street here. Side note, on our department, we have a personnel complaint unit, internal affairs. If you think an employee doing something wrong, you can call internal affairs discreetly and, not incognito, but, anonymously, and it can dime off that employee. And then they'll open an investigation and try to go after this employee. So I told him, I said, if he had a problem with me or us, he should have called internal affairs and let them come out and check on us. We have nothing to hide here. We're following people. We're not planting evidence on someone or lying in court. We're following someone. This is all we do. He knew that. Okay, so I go, well, he goes, well, who do you prefer? So I go, well, I prefer this particular guy. Only because he was here before. He was here like 4 months. And like I told you before in my videos, the good ones don't stay. They're there 3 or 4 months. They go, and then we're stuck with these idiots for a year or two. Okay? So I said, he'd be a good one. He's a line supervisor. He worked with us already. I kind of BS a little bit. I said, he knows what we do. He knows how we do it. He's respectable of chain of command. He respects what we're doing. We had a good flow of information, which we did. I wasn't lying on that part of it. But I said, but again, you decide what you want to do. He goes, All right. He says, I'll make some calls, and you will have your new boss in 2 days. Whoa! I wish the Senate did that downtown in Washington. Okay. I said, oh, okay, 2 days. He goes, yeah. And he goes, and by the way, I'm going, oh, you're going to chew me out, man. I'm always paranoid, right? He goes, and by the way, he says, I really appreciate you telling me all this. I go, okay. So I've been on the phone with the other two top steps, and after having to cajole them, that's a word, had to push them to tell me, they very carefully told me, not everything you told me, but very reluctantly told me the same thing. I said, oh, you're checking on me? He goes, no, I'm not checking on you. He says he was concerned, I can tell you this, he was concerned why the other two top steps hadn't said anything. And I said, well, I told you earlier, here's why. These two guys were plucked out of obscurity and working here now. They're not going to say anything to jeopardize them going back to where they came from. One of them doesn't want to go back to working on a uniform patrol. Now he had a big head of hair and beard and everything. And working 12 to midnight, or 12 to 8 in the morning. And the other guy doesn't want to go back inside pushing paper. So they're not going to say anything. No news is good news. You know. He goes, yeah, I picked that up on them. And then I called their old lieutenant who said, those guys are just as pissed as you were. But they were afraid to say anything. I said, well, you know, and he even said, the captain said, you know, it comes with the business. Some guys are afraid to talk to me. You know, I agree with that. I really do. But I told him, you're an Army. He was in Vietnam a year before I was in the Army. I was in the Marine Corps. I said, but you know, he said, I respect your rank and I respect your responsibility over me as my boss. But I can't let anybody else try to move us in a direction we're not want to go and try to dictate policy, which you set policy, not this guy. And I said, so, you know, he's even said, well, the guy's probably afraid of me. I go, well, probably are, but I'm not afraid of you. Okay, you're my boss, you're a captain, but I have respect for you personally. Now I do, especially. I think he pumped him up a little bit. And I said, but, you know, I'm not afraid of you. I need to tell you what's going on, and then you decide what you want to do, and then if it's contrary to what I want to do, then I decide what I want to do. We're both adults here. I'm just going to leave. Oh, you're not going anywhere. The last person I want to leave. He went on and on about, you're the last person I want to leave, and this and that. I'm sending that guy in 2 days, and, you know, okay, fine. So, hung up the phone. No sooner hung up, the phone rang. It was one of the other top steps, the sergeant. You should have heard this guy. It's hilarious. He goes, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. You got this guy kicked out of our unit. Oh man, this is the greatest thing ever happened to me. Oh my God, I can't believe you did this. I said, I was afraid to tell him. He's going on and on like I'm going on with you. He's all excited. I go, what made you do that? So I told him some things I told you about hiding the, he goes, he did? I said, yeah. Oh man, but still, you hung out there. You hung it out there and you could have been relieved. I said, yeah, I could have been. I don't care. Whew, wow. You know, he was in awe because he was afraid of going back to his mundane assignment he did not want to do. Okay. Oh, that's great. It's great. Okay, fine. Well, we'll talk about it later. We'll go out, maybe one of these times into shift, we'll go have a beer or something, or go to dinner. And, yeah, that's great. We got to do that. Okay, fine. Really nice guy. I roasted him at his retirement months later. Okay, good guy. Hung up the phone. 50 minutes later, the other top step calls me. Not as excited, a little more controlled, but he thought, man, I can't believe you did that. Well, same thing, almost exact same thing. I said, well, something needed to be said. I didn't tell any of these guys that you're a bunch of wusses because you couldn't set up, grow a set and tell them. But that's their decision to make. Okay, they have to live with that. They have to look in the mirror every morning and say, should I be telling the captain or shouldn't I? My mind was made up in 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds, but it took a while to get me convinced. But that day of reckoning came and it's gone. Okay, they're all excited. Okay, so one day goes by, next day comes up, phone rings. I'm afraid to answer the phone. But not now. I'm feeling pretty good at myself. I think, okay, I'm pretty good. Phone rings. Who is it? The other lieutenant. The new lieutenant's coming in. Okay. We got along really well from the get-go. Okay. He goes, hey, how's it going? He goes, very nice guy. We're still friends to this day. We play cards together. Great. I'll tell you about him in a minute. He goes, I guess I'll be your boss tomorrow. I go, yes, you are. I'm smiling in the car, man. I look like that Cheshire cat on Alice in Wonderland. I had the biggest smile on my face. And he goes, I want to thank you. I said, for what? He goes, they had me inside. Had you inside? He goes, yeah. I hated every day. Every day I hated it. I came in, I sat down. I hated it so much I kept my gun on throughout the day. That's an old inside thing, you know. Office folks don't carry guns around in the office. You know, they're in secured buildings with guards outside. Okay. He goes, I hate every minute of it. And all of a sudden the captain walks in and says, looks at me and points his finger. Come here, I want to talk to you. And I thought I was in trouble. Going to his office. He stands up and goes, would you mind going back to the field in a couple of days? And I'm like, what? I was complete shock because he had some intelligence background and they wanted to keep him inside to direct intelligence gathering. Whatever. I was in shock. I said, yeah, well, what happened? He goes, oh, I talked with the guys in the field and one guy in particular, and it's not working out with the other lieutenant. He's not a field guy. It's not working out, and I'm making a change, and I wanted to make sure it was okay with you. He said he had to do the Academy Award. A lot of Academy Award acting going on here. He said he wanted to stand up on the table and the desk and start screaming. Okay, back in the field, But he said, no, if you don't know this guy, but he's got glasses. He looks like he'd be an English teacher. Okay, he was a lieutenant in Vietnam and all that stuff. He said, I had an academy face on me, like, well, okay, well, it's for the service, it's best for the unit, sir. I have no problem to go out there and work with those guys. Okay, good. I know you have a good relationship with those guys, especially this one guy. He didn't even name my name. He was like, I'm standing there in the room, but they can't name, you can't say that, okay? Because you don't really do that. You just say, I'm making changes, and, I've talked to some people, and you don't really want to say the name because then it's kind of funky either way, either kiss ass or whatever. So he goes, okay, 2 days, that's that quick? The captain goes, yeah, I want it done quickly. He goes, I want the transition to go smoothly. Oh, we'll go smoothly. We get along, we're together before this is good. He said, I want this to go on because this one guy that I talked to is my ace. He goes, I want nothing to happen with that guy. He's my ace. Are we clear? And my lieutenant told me that later. He goes, absolutely. In other words, whoa. Why? Because as they're talking, here's that stinking trophy sitting on that table. And then, of course, he walks back and sits down because they're having just a real stand-up discussion, not really a meeting. And he sits down and he goes, hey, look, remember this? He goes, yeah, that's the guy, yeah. We won that tournament. I mean, he never forgot that. I apparently never won any tournament ever. We had a lucky day. We had some lucky golf. We had a couple of really good birdies at 3. Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter. There's where way back I told you where that networking and greasing the skids come in. And again, I think I was destined to be here for this purpose, for that purpose. So that worked out really well. Okay, so anyway, so they all called me. They were all excited. Okay, so now I have to throw in something here, and in the middle. I hope I have time here to do this. I have time? Okay. I'm going to get at myself here, but I will a little bit. The bad lieutenant, about a year and a half later, is retiring. Okay, I explained this earlier, way back. You either have a retirement dinner or you have a retirement luncheon in police circles. The dinner means you pick a day of the week, costs about $40, that includes gift and everything, and you go to someplace, either a banquet room or a police academy or somewhere, and you have a banquet, and then award ceremonies and different things for the accolades for the retiree. A couple, 3 hours. It's pretty fun, pretty good time. Everybody tells jokes, and I got roasted really bad, and I roast people, and that's the dinner. You got to take a day off, come in at night, or come in the evening, pay $35 to go to the dinner. A luncheon is for people that can't draw a lot of people because people go there during their lunch break at work. Pay about $10 for a meal. They do the same thing, only a very small scale because the person that's being roasted can't draw a lot of people for whatever reason. Most retirements I've gone to, policemen and detectives, usually 90 to 120 people show up, which is really impressive. I don't know. I didn't think that many people really cared about me. I think I had about 90, something like that. Really nice, very, very, very heartwarming thing to do. You don't have to do it. It's usually done by their subordinates. Oh guys, I gotta take off here. Oh, I got a good story coming up. Okay, I'm rambling on, but I'll finish this in the next time around. Okay, thank you very much. See you next time.